Good afternoon, members. We are here to look at migration and its impact on children's learning. Whereby we shall first look at the definition of the word migration. Migration simply means the movement of people from one place to another. It can be from a village to town or from a town to the village, depending on the different factors that may force a person to do so. I wanted really to take us behind a look at the migration of the ethnic groups, whereby everyone here knows there's a specific ethnic group that you belong to. For example, when you look at the Bantu, they migrated from Cameroon Highland. You imagine the country in Central Africa, which is not in Uganda. When you look at the river like Nilotes, who are also called Nilotics, they migrated from Bahel Ghazal, which is found in southern Sudan. So simply I wanted us to just get to know the background of migration. So when we talk about migration, simply it means moving from a new area to another area. So whereby migration really sometimes it may affect the learning of the child, whereby it can affect learning of the child positively and also negatively. For example, when you look at the positive reasons for the migration of ethnic groups, one, we have the increased access to education. For example, you find that if a child has been in the village whereby there is poor access to quality education and quality materials, if that person moves and comes to the town, he will be advantaged in a way that he will be able to access at least the better education and also the quality learning materials. For the examples, the uh, computers, and also the teachers, whereby most of the teachers who are in urban, they are at least updated with the data that they incur into the learners. Another one can also be the exposure to the diverse cultures. It enables you and me to know a different culture, whereby if a child has been, for example, in Nyankole and stays in Ankole region for all of his entire life, he will not be exposed to socialize how do different tribes, for example, the Wagesu, the Iteso, the Samia, the Langi, how do they do their things? But if he or she migrates to another place, this child gets to know and also enables him to cope up with the cultures that he or she will find in that different region where he will have moved to. It also enables a child to be exposed to the multilingual environment, the changes in the environment and so on, the customs and generally the way of life. For example, maybe in Angola, the way of life could be used to see that all the people just concentrate in cattle keeping and so on. That's their way of life. For example, the Karamojong, for them, they know, every time for us, we are supposed to just keep only cattle. But when it comes to, for example, in the Kampala, you will also come to know that, hey, this is the way the Waganda do their thing and gets aware of that. It also improves on the economic condition. For example, you get even access to better economies. For example, if I may give this clearly in a way that what I'm trying to mean the exposure to economic condition, you find that some of the places where people are, they cannot access the jobs whereby they can do. For example, a person has been staying deep like in India in a village near the water body. That person is just used to fishing. But when now the government brings in the strict laws in fishing, he is disadvantaged in the way that he can't access the link. But when it comes to Kampala, he'll get to know that I can also get jobs. For example, maybe working in buildings as porters to hope if a person is also not educated. And negatively, migration has also brought in other bad things to the learner. One of them is the learner is interrupted in her education due to the changes. For example, if a child has been studying in a primary setting and is taken away to another school within the year, it takes time for this learner to get used to the environment whereby he or she is in, and even to get used to the teachers who are conducting the lessons in that specific school. But where he was used to those teachers very well. He can consult. It may negatively affect him in a way that maybe where he has come to, the local language he knows is not the local language is in this place. For example, a child has been in Karamoja and he has been taken to Mukono, where most of the learners utilize Uganda. The child will not be able to cope up with Uganda, enabling him not to be able to access the message, the content whereby the teacher is trying to explain. Another one is language barrier. If a teacher is explaining the concept, maybe in the local language, this child will be disadvantaged in a way that he is not able to understand deeply what the teacher is trying to bring. He can't even participate well because he has the fear that me, I don't know Luganda, I just know Karamoja. Even if maybe a teacher has brought in a question in a classroom and it needs a discussion, this learner will not fully participate because he has the fear in a way that he is not able to pick or he doesn't speak the same language with the other learners. This learner will also be discriminated. He will be seen as a burden to them because where he has gone, he is not fit there in a way that people look at a stranger because they are not used to this land. Another bad one really is the separation from the family. Yeah, but if this learner is separate, for example, from the mother, he is traumatized during the lessons, trying to still remember the mother who is very fine in a way that by the time this learner leaves the class, he will not be able to go back and maybe enjoy that parental love. And on addition to that, the migration, as we have seen, it is definition and it is importance, which are both negative. The impact can be a negative one and a positive one. There are ways whereby we can also support these learners. One of them is creating a welcoming and inclusive education in our classes as teachers. One, you're supposed to first educate. Please let the children in the classroom be aware that if a child is a migrant, it is normal and it is not his or her own what making. So that by the time a child goes to the class, other learners in the class are aware though welcomed. The classroom environment, we should make sure that where these children are learning from, they are all advantaged, not disadvantaged. We should provide the language support to them, not only dominating, for example, teaching in Luganda, yet you know a child can't speak Luganda. So you bring in the English, which caters for both the categories of the learners. We should also build a relationship with the family so that we find more. Could be a teacher himself he knows more than one language, so that a child can easily be supported. We should also address the cultural differences, whereby this learner is given an advice on how different cultures work out. Beg to submit. Thank you very much, Jacob.